A diverse year of film served up a wide range of creative visions. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 best movies of 2018.
Because if Nick chose me, he would lose his family. And if he chose his family, he might spend the rest of his life resenting you.
2018 has been an absolute roller coaster of a year.
Hey.
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
Click the link below to find our best and worst of 2018 videos for a look back at all the awesome and crazy things that happened.
Consider it done.
For this list, we're taking a look at the very best films 2018 had to offer, whether they were critical darlings, audience favorites, or maybe a little of both.
No, it's crazy, right? To help my family, I gotta leave it. To fix the law, I gotta break it.
You'll be great.
Number 10, Mission Impossible: Fallout. Fallout is the sixth entry in a cinematic franchise that began as a television series from the late 60s and early 70s. At this point, you'd think the filmmakers would be running on fumes. Much like Tom Cruise, however, this series is showing no signs of slowing down.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to prevent the Apostles from acquiring plutonium, using any means at your disposal.
If anything, Fallout was the most exhilarating addition yet, complete with a charismatic ensemble, thrilling plot, and twists on top of even more twists. Director Christopher McQuarrie definitely earns the impossible in the film's title, as the stunts here are so mind-blowing that you'd swear they were all CGI. Yet, Cruise and company once again went the extra mile to deliver the most nail-biting, death-defying experience possible.
What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window! What do you mean you're jumping out of a... Oh, sorry, I had it in 2D.
Number 9, You Were Never Really Here.
There are no green ones. Light green.
Joaquin Phoenix has certainly gone through some interesting phases over the years, but there's no denying that few modern actors have taken as many chances as him. He gave a handful of strong performances in 2018, and his turn in You Were Never Really Here left the greatest impression. Praised by many as taxi driver for the 21st century, Phoenix channels Travis Bickle as Joe, a suicidal veteran who never really left the battlefield. When a senator's daughter is kidnapped, however, Joe's life is suddenly given a glimmer of purpose. Although the title might suggest otherwise, Lynn Ramsey has made a film that sticks with the audience long after the credits roll.
What?
Let's go. It's a beautiful day.
Number 8, 8th Grade. There have been numerous movies about adjusting to life after high school, but few films that deal with the equally uncertain transitional period between 8th and 9th grade.
I hope to, basically, be yourself and don't care about, what other people think about you, and just, ignore them if they're being mean to you about it.
Writer-director Bo Burnham's debut film flawlessly captures this pivotal period in a young person's life, while also providing a time capsule of a generation immersed in social media. Elsie Fisher naturally slips into the role of Kayla, an insecure 8th grader who wants to belong, but feels more comfortable speaking into a webcam rather than face-to-face with her fellow students. It might be rated R, but 8th grade should be a part of middle school curriculum for its important life lessons regarding anxiety, sexual pressure, and disappointment.
I'm a good person because I'm always nice to you, and you're just... And also that card game I got you is a really fun version of Go Fish or whatever, and you'd actually know if you played it instead of trying to be cool all the time. I don't...
Number 7, BlacKkKlansman. 2018 stood out as a phenomenal year for performers of color, but director Spike Lee was exploring race relations decades before Hollywood's recent push for diversity.
I'm talking about power to the people.
All power to all the people.
That's right, sister.
Almost 30 years after Do the Right Thing, Lee is still fighting the power with this humorous, audacious, and relevant joint. BlacKkKlansman reunites Lee with Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, who delivers a breakthrough performance as Ron Stallworth, an African-American detective who manages to infiltrate the KKK. Although the absurd premise might sound like a work of fiction, you'll be shocked to learn that the film is actually based on a memoir. What's even more shocking, though, is how so little has changed since the 1970s.
I wish the two of you been blown up instead of good white folks. Get it?
Oh, I do get it. Do you get it, Patrice?
Yeah, I totally and completely get it.
Number 6, A Quiet Place. Horror movies are not only starting to receive more recognition from awards groups, but filmmakers are also growing more ambitious in their approach to the genre. When hostile sound-triggered aliens invade Earth, the Abbott family must go through each day in extreme silence. Although this setup could easily turn into a gimmick, A Quiet Place fully immerses the audience in its perilous setting, where all hell can break loose at the literal drop of a hat. Just as our protagonists are left on the edge at all times, so are we. Like an episode of The Twilight Zone, the alarming atmosphere is merely half of the film's appeal, as the engaging characters and narrative takes center stage. Number 5. Roma. This is a difficult film to describe. That's largely because life is hard to describe, and few movies encapsulate human existence quite like director Alfonso Cuarón's latest tour de force. Just as he did in Children of Men and Gravity, Cuarón makes the audience feel as if they're part of the action in this story about a middle-class family and their maid. Although Roma is smaller in scale than some of his other films, the experience couldn't feel more personal, or look more gorgeous. Whether the characters are dealing with tragedy or simply daily routines, every shot could be displayed in a museum. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then Roma is worth 1,000,000. Number 4. Black Panther. It's hard to think of a film released in 2018 that had a more significant cultural impact than Black Panther.
Just don't freeze when you see her.
What are you talking about? I never freeze.
Being an MCU adventure, there was little doubt that Ryan Coogler's film would perform well financially, but not even Marvel could have predicted that it'd be the year's highest-grossing domestic release, and the second biggest worldwide. Black Panther also rose up as the MCU's most critically acclaimed outing to date, earning universal praise for its detailed environments, multi-layered characters, and themes that carry substantial weight in today's divided world. Black Panther proved so successful that Disney's gone all out with an Oscar campaign, and it's about time a superhero movie broke into the Best Picture race.
Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships, because they knew death was better than bondage.
Number 3. A Star is Born.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I do. I don't like it, but I understand.
Oh, I think you like it a little bit.
This classic love story had been told 3 times already, but never so perfectly. Bradley Cooper makes an extraordinary directorial debut, and his performance as fading country singer Jackson Maine is equally superb. Lady Gaga is an acting revelation as Ally, a small-town singer destined to be a superstar, although finding fame often comes with a toll.
Can I tell you a secret? I think you might be a songwriter. But don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
Together, Cooper and Gaga share the most charming, heartbreaking, and sincere on-screen chemistry 2018 had to offer. The emotional journey they go through is only made more impactful through the rousing soundtrack, which beautifully personifies each story beat. If A Star is Born gets remade a 5th time, this is the new standard to top.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
Can I touch your nose?
Oh my gosh.
Let me just touch it for a second.
Number 2. Avengers Infinity War. We'll admit, it wasn't easy deciding whether to award a higher spot on this list to Black Panther or Infinity War, as both demonstrate the MCU at its finest.
Wakanda forever!
Between the two, however, Infinity War had the taller order to fill. Aside from being an event that's been in the making for about a decade, it also had to juggle dozens of ongoing storylines while also delivering on Thanos' big arrival.
If you consider failure experience.
I consider experience.
It couldn't be more gratifying than watching everything come together in a work of art that balances action, tragedy, and a broad cinematic universe of characters. It may only be the first half of the story, but movies don't get more epic than this.
You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
To whom it may concern.
She sees the future.
No, she understands TV.
Please, Mr. Gruber, be serious.
Perhaps your auntie's ruling days are behind her.
I think you might be right.
Why? Because no one thinks we have the balls to pull this off.
First man to walk on the moon. That'd be something.
You have a very narrow assessment of me, Tony.
Yeah, right? I'm good.
Number 1, Hereditary. This one will leave you lying awake at night. Not only will its eerie atmosphere and unsettling visuals leave you on edge, but you won't be able to get the film's haunting themes, twists, or motifs out of your head. The Graham family may not realize it, but they're trapped in a house where something evil is unfolding. As the pieces slowly start falling into place, we're left wondering if these characters are descending into insanity or descending into hell. Between Ari Aster's engrossing direction, Toni Collette's spellbinding lead performance, and Colin Stetson's sinister musical score, few films have made our skin crawl like this modern masterpiece.
You tried to kill me.
I love you.
Why did you try to kill me?
I was trying to save you.
Why did you try to kill me?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.